Composer's Biography. Oothukkadu Venkata Subbaier. Composer's Biography. Oothukkadu Venkata Subbaier. Welcome to the lecture series on Carnatic music. In this session, let us study in detail about the great composer Oothukkadu Venkata Subbaier under the following headings: early life and profile, compositions, and characteristic features of his compositions. Early life and profile. One of the greatest ever composers in Indian music, Oothukkadu Venkata Subbaier, also referred to as Oothukkadu Venkata Kavi, is said to have lived between 1700 and 1765. Scholars believe that he was born in the Tamil month of Avani under the asterism Makam. Venkata Kavi's parents were Ramachandra Vathular and Kamalanayani Ammal. His elder brother's name was Krishnaiyer, who was a court musician in the court of Prathapasimha of Tanjore. Venkata Kavi was born in Mannargudi but lived most of his life in Oothukkadu. Oothukkadu, along with Melathur, was famous for Bhagavata Mela tradition of dance and dramas. Venkata Kavi's early preceptor was Raja Bhagavatar, also known as Puranur Natesha Bhagavatar. Later, Venkata Kavi listened to the music of one Krishna Yogi under whom he wanted to learn, but the yogi refused. So, he began singing himself in the presence of the Lord. Lord Krishna is said to have appeared before him and transmitted knowledge to him. He appears to have lived for 60 years and disappeared while crossing the Narmada, but according to another tradition, he lived for 80 or 90 years. These details are not of much significance when one is willing to consider the wealth of material and try to assess this composer's place in the panorama of Carnatic music. Since Oothukkadu Venkata Kavi is not known to have entertained any disciples, many of his songs remained unknown for a number of generations. The few exceptions were the songs learnt by Nadaswara Vidwan Rudra Pashupahi, who is said to have learnt them on the sly. Krishnaiyer, the elder brother of Venkata Kavi, wrote down many of the songs sung by the composer. He had 3 daughters, and they, along with their descendants, preserved the compositions. There is little doubt that quite a few of them have been lost, especially when one considers the number of songs unavailable in some of Venkata Kavi's operas so far. Compositions. Oothukkadu Venkata Kavi's compositions reveal that his knowledge of music, dance, rhythm, languages, Tamil and Sanskrit, and a bit of Marathi, culture, tantric worship, great sages and poets was nothing short of divine inheritance. His creativity was more than that of an average genius. He handled hundreds of ragas, many of them for the first time in music. He composed in well-known as well as rare talas. He handled several compositional forms such as Kriti, Tilana, Shloka, Kavadi Shinde, Javali, etc. and brought out several new dimensions into play. He composed Navavarna Kritis on Kamakshi, a few Kritis like the Pancharatnas of Tyagaraja, 7 of which are popular as Saptaratnas and also a few operas. His vocabulary in Sanskrit was oceanic, as seen from rare words and phrases that he has used in his compositions. This also proves his scholarship in works of other great minds such as Valmiki, Vyasa, Kalidasa, and Jayadeva, to name a few. Characteristic features of his compositions. Oothukkadu Venkata was not merely a Sahityakarta or lyricist, but also a musician of high caliber is evident from his works. He has covered a wide range of musical forms right from Kriti to Kavadi Chindu. Until recently, there were very few who knew of his compositions other than the most famous ones such as Alaipayude Kanna, Kuzhaludi Manamellam, and Pullai Piravi Taravenum. But the reality is that Venkata has composed in so many levels, from the simple to the scholarly. There are several masterpieces that bring out his multifaceted musical brilliance. Compositions such as Padmini Vallabha in Danyashi, Neela Lohita Ramani in Balahamsa evoke a deep meditative atmosphere, while those like Mundi Varum Isai in Bhairavi and Ennadan Inbam Kandayo in Devagandhari are full of sublime charm. Venkata musicianship is a combination of bhakti, devotion, bhava, emotion, and buddhi, intellect. Ragas handled. Venkata had commendable mastery over the raga system. He has composed in major ragas like Todi, Shankarabharanam, Kalyani, Kambhoji, Bhairavi, and Rakti ragas like Sahana, Ananda Bhairavi, Shuruti, Madhyamavati, Arabhi, Atana, and so on. His kritis are found in comparatively rare ragas such as Umabharanam, Hamsanadam, Malavi, Jayantashri, Kannada Gaula, Abhogi, Malayamarutam, Manjari, Saraswati, and Navarasa Kannada. There are also compositions of him in rare ragas like Kannada Maruvam, Hamsagirvani, Lalita Gandharvam, and Deeparam, which do not seem to have been handled by any other major composers. Venkata has incorporated the name of the raga as part of the lyrics in several compositions. For example, Shuddha Saveri, Navarasa Kannada, Hamsagirvani. Venkata also mentions the names of scores of other ragas in many songs. These include Kalyani, Yamuna Kalyani, Saranga, Brindavana Saranga, Kambhoji, and Yadukula Kambhoji. He does this in several contexts very attractively. In fact, there is a beautiful composition that mentions over 50 ragas. Vadi-Samvadi relationship. Another noteworthy aspect of his compositions is the use of Vadi-Samvadi relationship in some of his works. In Ekadanta Vinayakam Bhajami, Natai Khanda Triputa, he ends the charana with Ririsa, Ninipa, Ririsa for the words Varam, Varam, Varam. Musical forms. His compositions reveal his adeptness in many musical forms like Kriti, Tillana, and Kavadi Chindu. He has made use of different types of kritis apart from the conventional ones with Pallavi, Anupallavi, and Charana. He has also composed a few shlokas, several poems, free verses, and even unconventional metric pieces similar to Arunagirinathar's Tiruppugal. Structure. A few compositions follow the conventional structure of the musical forms intended. For instance, his kritis normally have Pallavi, Anupallavi, and Charana in ideal proportions like 2:2:4. For example, Sarasija Bhava Jaye in Raga Kalyani, Udaja Gopa Sundara in Raga Umabharanam. Some of his kritis have only the Pallavi and a Samashti Charana. For example, Senapate in Raga Gaula, Tyagaraja Paramesha in Chakravakam. There are many other compositions containing only a number of stanzas. For example, Vishamakara Kannan in Chenjurutti. There are also kritis that begin at various takeoff points. For example, Senapate Namostute in Gaula begins after 1.5 units. Until recently, this was believed to have been an innovation of Tyagaraja, but it is quite probable that this concept was known much earlier in South Indian music during the reign of the Maratha rulers in Tanjore. Madhyama Kalam. Venkata Kavi must have been one of the early composers to use faster passages, that is Madhyama Kalam, and he has used them aplenty. The faster sections are a result of his torrential imagination, but they also bring in variety to the song. Even his Kavadi Chindu, Kannan Varuhindra Neram, has some sections in faster speeds. Innovation. Venkata Kavi has made many innovative compositions. There are compositions where he has varied the ratios or inserted Madhyama Kalam between slower passages within a given section, as in the Pallavi of Padmini Vallabha in Raga Dhanyasi. A. Sri Ganeshwara in Shanmugapriya has 3 cycles in the Pallavi, 6 in Anupallavi, and 12 in Charana. B. Mahashaya Hridaya in Abhogi has 5 cycles in the Pallavi, 3 in Madhyama Kalam, where the first part is kept constant, but only the second varies. The song also has 6 cycles in Anupallavi and 2 charana of 2 cycles each, the first in Chatushragati and the next in Khandam. C. Shankari Sri Rajarajeshwari in Madhyamavati has a Pallavi that starts off with 1.5 cycles of Chatushram, switches to Tishram for 1.5 cycles, and gets back to Chatushram for 2 more cycles. Its Anupallavi is in Tishram slow speed for 4 cycles and 4 more in Tishram medium speed, while Charana is in Chatushram for 12 cycles, 4 of which are in faster passages. Even his Tillana are markedly different from most that are heard today, as he has moved back and forth from jatis to lyrics and vice versa. Saptaratna Kritis. Venkata Kavi has created a few songs with Pallavi, Anupallavi, and multiple charana in Madhyama Kalam that can be rendered as swaras and sahityas similar to the Pancharatna of Tyagaraja. 7 of these are well known as Saptaratna. Lyrical variations. Sangatis are pre-composed variations in a composition and rendered in a disciplined manner as opposed to variations born from free improvisation. Usually, variations are melodic in nature while the lyrics remain constant. Tyagaraja is supposed to be the master in composing pieces that give scope for several variations of a given line. Many of Venkata Kavi's pieces also have this feature, but he has also used the concept of lyrical variations. For instance, in the Pallavi of his Aboghi piece, Mahashaya Hridaya, he has composed three variations in the Madhyama Kalam passage, where the first part is kept constant, but only the second varies. The three variations are given below. Madhukara Champaka Vanavihara, Manamohana Madhusudana Navabhushana. Madhukara Champaka Vanavihara, Nava Pallava Padakara Madana Gambhira. Madhukara Champaka Vanavihara, Govardhana Dhara Bhujaga Nartana Charana. Venkata Kavi has adopted a similar approach in many other instances, such as the main charana of his Gaula Saptaratna. Aganita Mahima, the Anupallavi of his Atana Kriti, Gopakumara, and so on. The closest similar examples of this are seen in the Pallavi of Tyagaraja's Broche Vare in Sri Ranjani and Dikshitar's Sri Kamalamba in Ahiri. Empathetic endings. Venkata Kavi was a master of finishes. In several songs, his endings are in interesting rhythmic patterns. For example, Bhuvana Moha in Danyasi, where he has capped off the charanam with a pattern of 6 repeated 11 times, which is a wonderful way to get to half a beat landing, which is the commencing point of the Pallavi, from the beat after 2 cycles of Aditala. The words are brilliantly woven into lilting Sanskrit. Atinutana Kusumakara Vrajamohana Sarasiruha Dalalochana Mama Manasa Patuchorasu Swaragiyasu Muralidhara Suramodita Bhavamochana. There are many other instances of similar endings in kritis like Alavadennalo in Paras, 5th Charanam, and Mummada Veyamugatha Vinayagan in Nattai. Usage of dimensions. The average length of most of Oothukkadu Venkata Kavi's pieces is much longer than any other composer in Carnatic music. There are shorter pieces also, but most of his pieces run to dozens of cycles and with Madhyama Kalam too. In some compositions, the tunes of the various charanam are similar to the first one. For example, Taye Yashoda in Todi, which has 8 charanam. But in numerous other cases, the tunes are as expansive as the words. Few examples of such compositions are listed below. Vasudevaya Namo Namaste in Sahana. 4 Pallavi plus 6 Anupallavi plus 12 Charanam. Yar enna sonnalum in Manirang. 5 plus 4 plus 8. Bhuvana Moha in Danyasi. 2 plus 2 plus 14 plus 4 more as Jatis. Vilayadinan in Sama. 2 plus 3 plus 12. Usage of Swaraksharas. Venkata Kavi has also woven wonderful Swaraksharas, lyrics that match the solfa notes of the tune, with unaffected grace. Example, Sarasija Bhava Jaye in Kalyani. Complex talas. Venkata Kavi has composed in sophisticated talas like Khanda Dhruvam, Sankirna Matyam, and Mishra Atta, and so on. A look at some parts of the Kritis in such tala should show that he has composed not merely keeping the whole tala in mind, but also many individual parts. For example, we can consider the Kriti Neela Lohita Ramani in Balahamsa Raga and Khanda Dhruvam. This tala has 17 units split into 5, 2, 5, 5. Venkata Kavi has composed the Madhyama Kalam or the faster sections specifically in 5 plus 2 plus 5 plus 5 and not in 17 by 2 or 17 by 4 parts. Only a Vagyakara of the highest caliber can think this way. Gati Bedham. Venkata Kavi has tried changing the Gati or Gati Bedham within pieces too. In many compositions, the Gati shifts from Chatushram to Tishram or Khandam. Examples, Niradha Sama in Jayantashri, which has Tishram and Khandam. Natha Varata Runi in Kannada Gaula, Tishram and Chatushram. Usage of Yati patterns. Venkata Kavi has also used various yatis in his compositions. Yatis are specific ending patterns and are of 6 types. A. Bhajanamrita in Natai, Samayati. B. Mummuda Veda in Natai, Shrotovahayati. Apart from the quality of music, another great testimony to Venkata Kavi's musicianship is the fact that there are numerous references to music in his works. Examples, Ekadanta Vinayakam in Natai, in the Anupallavi Madhyama Kalam, he says, Sangeeta Shastra Raga Tala Bhava Pradham. Bala Sarasa Murali in Kirvani, in the 5th Charanam, he mentions the Gamakas or ornamentation, Ahatam and Pratyagatam. References to several musical instruments like flute, mridanga, dhaka, damaru, etc. are also found in his works. Contribution to the field of dance. It is very much evident through many of his compositions that he has had in-depth knowledge about dance. He has composed many pieces which are intertwined with swaras, sholkatas and jatis, which are very much suitable for dance. Today, his compositions are one among the most predominantly chosen songs for stage concerts. Few examples of such compositions are listed below. Nalladalla Endru Solladi in Shankarabaranam, Ananda Nartana Ganapatim in Natai, Maragada Manimaya Chela in Arabi, Bhuvana Moha in Danyasi, Vanamali Swagatam in Natak, Tillana in Shuruti, and Tillana in Sindhu Bhairavi. In this session, we began with a brief introduction about Oothukkadu Venkata Kavi's early life and profile. Later, we went on discussing about his compositions. We then in detail analyzed the characteristic features of his compositions, considering several examples. With this, we come to the end of this session. Thank you.